So let's talk a little bit about the side hustle, because esteemed audience can reach out to you and maybe, hopefully, acquire your services directly without any go-between.
That's right.
What's the website where they should go to do that?
It's Elaw Reads, E-L-A-W, that's my nickname, Elaw, elawreads.com, and that should be everything. I work with I've worked with, gosh, everything. I mostly work on picture books, middle grade, and young adult fiction. Agents have hired me when they don't have time to get a manuscript in shape, but I've stopped working with agents as part of my side hustle at Holiday House because I think that would be a conflict of interest to help develop a manuscript that an agent might sell to somebody else. I don't think that seems correct. But agents have hired me. Again, before I was working at Holiday House, a couple of publishers hired me to work with authors on books they had under contract where they didn't have the editorial staff. But most people who hire me are writers who need to get their book in better shape, either to find an agent or find a publisher, or agents like Rick Richter or Sarah Davis say, this is a great concept, but you need to work on the book. You might want to try Elizabeth Law to work on it with you. So that's sort of my side hustle.
So you've got, I was looking through some of the things, you've got a picture book special going right now for the summer.
Oh my God, I have to raise my rate on that. Well, what happened, the whole point with my picture book special was, I realized in May or June, I guess in June, I realized that because I'm not commuting to work, I have about an extra hour, I have more than an extra hour every day. And I realized that people are acquiring a lot of books right now. I understand that this is going to air in, I guess, in October. Is that right, Robert?
Late September, early October.
Early October, but, you know, I had more time to work, and it was very clear to me that publishers were not slowing down in acquiring. And people started contacting me about picture books, and I thought, yeah, I could take some more on. So I knocked my price down to see, you know, I do a 2-round. Working with people for 1 round on a picture book often doesn't work because they want to revise it and see if they're on the right track. So my picture book special is 2 rounds of revision. It's like, and we talk in the middle. I have a good success rate, actually, if I may slightly boast.
I'll boast away.
Several people that I've worked with on picture books have gone on to sell their books after we worked together, so that makes me feel good. And a few others have agents. A handful of my novels have sold, and my novels, that's a horrible thing to say. An editor would never call it their book. A few novels I've worked on have gotten contracts after I've worked with the author on them, and I'm glad about that. And a lot of people get representation after working with me. And one of the things I really like about being my side hustle is that I can really talk about the business candidly with people, and I can tell them which agents are looking for stuff, and I can read something and say, you know, we actually get a lot of manuscripts on this topic, but this thing that you're doing is different and pretty original, and that's the one I would push. I like getting to do that.
So what I just heard is anybody writing a picture book who reaches out to you can pretty much be guaranteed publication.
That's what I said. I'll give you your money back. No! I just wrote to somebody wants me to help him with his adult novel, and he said, just candidly, what are my odds of getting a publisher after I work with you on this? And I said, 0. I said, 0. You would work with me because you wanted to get it in shape and self-publish it and give it to your friends. This is not a book that's going to be published. So.
Wow, very direct.
That was direct. I thought he should know. You know, if you're like a 60-year-old guy and you had a story you always wanted to tell and you were never a writer at all, you were in totally a different field, and you spewed something out, that is not a book that's going to get published.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Although you keep going, you know, 5 years later.
I did say that to him. I said, I think from where he's starting, it might take 10 years. Robert McKee said he thinks it takes 10 years to make a writer. I'm not sure. But yeah, if he really wanted to keep going, but I don't think I don't know. You didn't read this thing. It was bad. Well, I respect him a lot. He had something he wanted to share. He had a story to tell. And he thought maybe I could hire somebody to help me get it in shape and see if I could get it published. And I just thought it was my job to say, I don't think so. I think I said I would take years of work.
Well, that hopefully saved him time and inspired him to do that work or to walk away before he's invested too much more time and find something else that's really going to make him happy.
That's right. I just did 20 critiques for the Society of Children's Book Writers and Illustrators National Conference. And one person asked me, she said, tell me the truth, not what you think I want to hear. Do you think I have something and I should pursue it? And she was a mom who had never written a picture book before, the conference had been her first exposure. And I said to her, what you don't yet know is how many years of work it's going to take for you to get this picture book out. It's going to take years. It's not a question of 3 to 5 rounds of revision. And she said, you're right, I did not know that. And that's what I was trying to say to the guy who approached me about his novel.